Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. The Lakers want a player who can be their third star, and if he is a great center, even better. Domantas Sabonis is a complete power forward. He knows how to defend, grabs a lot of rebounds and has a high score. Sabonis is an ideal partner for Luka Doncic, and in this trade proposal, forward Desmond Bane would come along. The Lakers would be a great team if Rob Pelinka decides to trade Austin Reaves and other players for the duo of Sabonis and Desmond Bane. The Lakers could get rid of Austin Reaves to bring in star Domantas Sabonis. To operate this trade, 3 teams would be involved: Los Angeles Lakers, Sacramento Kings, and Memphis Grizzlies. Sabonis averaged 19.1 points, 13.9 rebounds, and 6.0 assists while shooting 59% from the field and 41.7% from three-point range. With the Lakers having a major frontcourt issue to address in free agency and Reaves regressing a bit after a phenomenal regular season, Sabonis is expected to be a trade target for Los Angeles this summer. If the Los Angeles Lakers don't complete an off-season trade for a big man after getting annihilated by Rudy Gobert in the postseason, their future will likely suffer. Athlon Sports' Jonah Kubicek predicts the Lakers will acquire a highly skilled Sacramento Kings forward in a monster 3-team summer deal. The Los Angeles Lakers, after their first-round exit, will likely look for a player who can both maximize the end of LeBron James' prime and be Luka Doncic's long-term running mate. And Domantas Sabonis fits the bill, Kubicek wrote Wednesday. He won't come cheap, but a 3-team trade could allow the Kings to rebuild, the Lakers to contend in the West, and the Memphis Grizzlies to bounce back after 2 disappointing seasons in a row. Assuming that the Kings are interested in a full-on rebuild, adding as much draft capital while shedding as much salary will be the priority. The Grizzlies, with Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr., can compete in the West but could use an added star, or 2, and the Lakers need a paint presence and a scorer who is not that ball-dominant. While this mock trade certainly makes the Kings less competitive, the massive haul of young talent and draft capital would make it worth it in the long run. In Kubicek's 3-team trade proposal, the Kings receive Rui Hachimura, Dorian Finney-Smith, Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, Maxi Kleber, Dalton Knecht, and 4 future first-round picks. The Lakers receive Sabonis and Desmond Bane, and the Grizzlies receive DeMar DeRozan and Austin Reaves. Sabonis shouldn't receive blame for the Kings' disappointing 40-42 campaign. In the regular season, the Gonzaga product exhibited superb defensive rebounding ability, reliable transition scoring, off-the-dribble playmaking, and encouraging long-range shooting. LeBron James most likely to reject player option and sign 2-year, $105 million deal with Lakers. LeBron James will not retire, plans to sign a new 2-year deal with the Lakers. After a series loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves, the entire basketball world has been waiting for an update on the future of LeBron James' career. The entire Western Conference hinges on his decision, but it won't come easily for the 21X All-Star. At 40 years old, most players would have already walked away by now, but the latest intel suggests that he plans to stick around this summer and renegotiate a short 2-way contract worth $105 million. He holds a $52.6 million player option for next season, and there could be some interest in simply picking it up. If he made clear this would be his last go-round, the Lakers could celebrate his every step on a season-long farewell tour, which would conveniently include an LA-based All-Star game, wrote Bleacher Report's Zach Buckley. Maybe he's not interested in putting that much finality to it, though. Not with his son, Bryce James, potentially becoming draft eligible in 2026. LeBron lasting long enough to team up with Bronny James is incredible, but suiting up alongside both of his sons would certainly hold some appeal. Look for James to give himself a bit of wiggle room, then, by declining his option and re-signing with the Lakers on a 2-year, roughly $105 million deal with a player option on the second season. LeBron has achieved an unprecedented level of longevity in the NBA. For the past 22 years, he's been consistently dominating the league with averages of 27.0 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 7.4 assists per game on 50.6% shooting. After making history with his son, Bronny, this past season, James has already achieved his highest ambitions, and he's got nothing left to prove at any level of play. For years, James has been hinting about his potential retirement, and fans have been bracing for the inevitable moment when LeBron finally walks away. For now, however, LeBron is still active in the NBA, and it's looking increasingly likely that he has not yet played his final season. With a $52.6 million player option for the 2025-26 campaign, James will most likely opt out and become a free agent so he can re-sign a new, two-year deal that will extend into 2027. This way, LeBron can keep control over his NBA future while not losing a dime of his hard-earned money. Most importantly, James can aspire to play with Bryce James, the youngest of his sons. The young baller will be eligible for the NBA draft in 2026, and the Lakers can try to set it up so that he joins his brother and dad in Los Angeles. All he has to do is pick a college and put in the work so that he earns his spot, just like Bronny did on his way to the Lakers. It would be a historic moment for the league and an amazing achievement for LeBron, who has been around long enough to be teammates with his sons in the NBA. If the Lakers can also win a championship in the process, it would be the ultimate send-off to a historic NBA career. The Lakers will likely have to trade Austin Reeves to build a strong roster around Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic's impact on the Austin Reeves and Lakers situations has been quite big, ahead of the big summer decision for the Los Angeles Lakers. Austin Reeves has emerged as one of the most improved players this season, solidifying himself as a key contributor for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers' roster imbalance, the case for trading Reeves. However, after a disappointing first-round exit and persistent roster issues, most notably the lack of a true center and the imbalance between the frontcourt and backcourt, the Lakers now find themselves in a position where trading Reeves might be the most viable solution to their problems. As much as it may be difficult to part with a player of Reeves' caliber, especially considering how important he has been to the franchise over the past few years, the reality is that if the Lakers choose not to make this move during the offseason, they could face an extremely challenging path toward achieving their long-term objectives. Reeves' remarkable regular season performance. Reeves' regular season was nothing short of remarkable, as he recorded career highs across the board. He averaged 20.2 points, 4.5 rebounds, 5.8 assists, and 1.1 steals per game while shooting an efficient 46% from the field and 37.7% from three-point range in 34.9 minutes of action. His ability to impact the game on multiple fronts made him an invaluable asset throughout the campaign. Luka Doncic's arrival, impact on the Lakers' roster dynamics. However, the biggest factor that could alter Reeves' future with the Lakers is the arrival of Luka Doncic, a move that significantly changes the team's roster dynamics. Luka, as great and talented as he is, also has certain flaws that make him one of the most challenging players to build around in the entire league. Specifically, his unique playing style, combined with notable defensive issues, requires a carefully constructed roster to maximize his potential while minimizing his weaknesses. The Lakers, understandably unprepared for such an adjustment after a mid-season trade, struggled to find that balance, which ultimately played a crucial role in their first-round exit and the overall sense of an underwhelming season. If the Lakers want to make the most of the Doncic era and ensure their future success, they must address these issues as a priority. Doncic is the franchise cornerstone, a new era for the Lakers. Doncic is now the cornerstone of the franchise, the player they have chosen to build around. While his arrival was a shocking and transformative move that promised a bright future, that potential could easily be squandered if the front office fails to surround him with the right pieces to complement his game and compensate for his defensive liabilities. The first and most obvious issue is the defense. In today's era of mismatch hunting, where opponents constantly exploit defensive weaknesses, it is incredibly challenging to cover for a player like Luka without the proper personnel. Even with the perfect roster construction, having just one significant defensive liability can undermine an entire team's efforts on that end of the floor. Therefore, minimizing the damage as much as possible should be a focal point for the Lakers moving forward. The Lakers' need for a dominant presence in the paint. Furthermore, the Lakers' lack of a dominant presence in the paint has been glaring. During their playoff series, Rudy Gobert made the Lakers look like a college team competing against grown men. He repeatedly grabbed offensive rebounds and showcased his physical superiority, exposing the Lakers' deficiencies in interior defense and toughness. Addressing this issue is essential if the team hopes to compete at a high level next season. Ball dominance dilemma: Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves on the court together. On top of that, the combination of Doncic and Reeves brings another challenge. Both players are ball dominant. Reeves thrives as a ball handler, possessing elite dribbling skills, a strong finishing touch around the rim, and the ability to create his own shot. He is a highly effective one-on-one player. However, his strengths are not fully utilized when sharing the floor with another player who excels in similar areas, especially someone like Luka, who naturally commands more usage and on-ball responsibilities. Reeves' future role in the NBA, from complementary piece to lead player. This situation also raises questions about Reeves' future role in the NBA. While he has undoubtedly proven himself as an elite third option, it remains to be seen how he would perform as a primary or secondary option on a different team. Adjusting to defensive pressure: Reeves' potential as a primary option. Moving to a situation where he would face the league's best perimeter defenders on a nightly basis, with opposing defenses crafting game plans specifically to limit him, would be an entirely new challenge. It's one thing to excel as a complementary piece, but stepping into a starring role requires adjusting to being the focal point of opposing defensive schemes. We're talking about a full-court press on him, next man help during isolations, constant stunts, and potentially aggressive pick-and-roll coverages like hedging, blitzing, or trapping. The challenge of facing elite defenders: Reeves' adaptability. These are the types of defensive schemes Luka regularly faces, far more than Austin or, frankly, anyone else on the Lakers. It would be interesting to see how Reeves would handle these challenges, as they would truly test his abilities, reveal his real potential as a player, and highlight his potential limitations. Understanding how he adapts to this level of defensive pressure would provide a clearer picture of his ceiling and whether he can truly thrive as a primary or secondary option. The turning point: trading Reeves for the Lakers' future success. Trading Reeves, then, could represent a turning point not only for the Lakers but for Reeves himself. On one hand, it would allow the Lakers to reshape their roster to better accommodate Luka's strengths and mitigate his weaknesses. On the other hand, it would allow Reeves to see if he can take the next step in his career by becoming a more prominent player elsewhere. Whether he succeeds in that role or not is uncertain, but the growth potential is undeniable. Ultimately, while the prospect of trading Reeves may seem daunting given his impact on the franchise, it might be the move the Lakers need to maximize their potential in the Doncic era. Balancing the roster, addressing defensive shortcomings, and ensuring complementary skill sets around their new franchise player should be the top priority if the Lakers truly aim to contend. Reeves' departure could be a difficult pill to swallow, but it may be necessary to secure a more balanced and successful team dynamic moving forward. Lakers looking for new strength and conditioning coach that will be responsible for motivating players. The Los Angeles Lakers season has been over for a little while now, as they got booted in the first round of the 2025 NBA playoffs at the hands of guard Anthony Edwards and the. It seems as if the organization is already looking ahead to next season, as it posted a job application for a new head strength and conditioning coach recently. According to the application, the strength and conditioning coach will be responsible for motivating players. It's also his or her job to ensure that each player has an individually designed strength and conditioning plan to promote and support his maximum performance and health maintenance. Whoever gets the job will be making quite a bit of money, as the application indicates that the position pays anywhere from $200,000 to $250,000 per year. It's also listed as a senior position within the storied organization. The individual lucky enough to land the gig with one of the marquee franchises in all of sports will be joining a coaching staff led by J.J. Redick, who did an admirable job in his first season as an NBA head coach in the 2024-25 campaign. He coached the Lakers to the number 3 seed in the West and helped them to their first 50-win season in several years. The person will also get the chance to work with two of the biggest stars in the NBA today. Forward LeBron James might be the most accomplished player in the history of the league and is still an elite player at 40 years old. Additionally, Luka Doncic is a generational talent on the offensive end of the floor, and his best basketball may still be ahead of him. After all, he's just 26 years old and won't turn 27 until February. It should be interesting to find out who gets named the newest head strength and conditioning coach of the Lakers, and hopefully whoever gets the job can help Doncic, James, and others keep their bodies in tip-top shape for the 2025-26 campaign and 2026 NBA playoffs.